The main talking point after the game, of course, was the penalty they were awarded to make it 2-0 after Bruno Fernandes went down in the box. Joining us now to look back on last night's game, talkSPORT presenter, huge Manchester United fan, Mark Goldbridge. Morning, Mark.
Morning, both. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, really, really good. Thanks, mate. Look, Mark, we're having a straw poll, and at the moment, more people are in Bruno Fernandes' corner than are in the opposition's corner there. What did you think? Penalty or no pen?
Well, first thing I'm going to say is I find it incredible that Manchester United fans are now complaining about a Manchester United player winning a penalty. I can't believe how many people are calling him out who are United fans. But I get it from rival fans. I mean, it's a cup game. A lot of people were watching it. I thought the atmosphere was great. I thought Wigan played their part. But there's no VAR anyway. The referee's given it. And the way we all know the way VAR works anyway. There is contact. They wouldn't overturn it. The big question is, we saw this with Liverpool in the Newcastle game. Should a player go down? Bruno touches his shin when he got hit on the foot. I think it's really clever play by Bruno Fernandes, and he's bought the penalty. There is contact there. And in the modern game, that is still a penalty. If they want to change the rule, I mean, I don't know what Ali thinks, but I think it's a penalty. I think Bruno's bought it. I understand the frustration, but we can't say it's a dive because those penalties don't get ruled out if there's contact. Maybe there needs to be a rule change, but I thought it was clever, thought it was a penalty, and it was a crucial goal at a crucial time.
Well, it's a funny one. I'll tell you where I am on it. I actually think because there's contact, even if there's VAR, I don't think VAR is changing that.
No.
However, where I would disagree with you to a certain degree, I think it's a dive. I think he goes down far too easily. Is there contact? Yes. Does the referee give the penalty on the contact? Yes. Does he make a complete and utter meal of it? For me, yes. So somewhere along the line, those three things, the referee saw contact, so he gives a penalty. That's the bottom line. If VAR was in operation, I don't think they would have changed it. But I think the big thing for me is I don't think there's enough contact to make him go down, Mark. Watching it last night.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's why I wanted you to speak about it, Ali, because you've played the game, and also you would know more than most. I don't think we've got we know from this season we haven't got the officials from lots of other bad decisions. They haven't got the repertoire of knowledge to know that a player could do that. So I think we've got to live with it unless they're going to change the way officiating is done in this country.
Yeah. Do you know what I think, Jeff? Sorry, I think the bigger talking point, listen, I think Manchester United, I don't think there's any doubt Manchester United were well worthy winners last night and could have and should have been out of sight, particularly in the first half. But the bigger talking point for me was just Højlund missing a couple of chances. I don't know we are on Højlund, but I like him, right? I genuinely like him. I think he's a young player that would do well. I think he's, as you would expect and hope, really keen. I think he's very, very willing. But I just think he just looks completely out of sync at this moment in time in front of goal. I think he's got to score the header. I mean, he must score that because it's a good run. He gets in front, and when you get in front, all you've got to do is hit the target and it's a goal. I mean, if you hit the target, you're going to need to be very unlucky for the ball to hit off the goalkeeper, not get in. His left foot shot, I think he's a little bit unlucky with. But I also think he should react quicker to the one that comes back to him and he puts by the post. It's just, I think it's worrying. I really do for himself and United. And it's a funny one, Mark, because I'm watching him probably as an ex-striker, and you actually want him to do well because of his attitude and the way he goes about it. But I'm just a little bit worried for him at this moment in time.
Yeah, I think it's look, he's a 20-year-old who's probably had 1 year of top football in Italy, and then he's now playing up front for Manchester United. Anthony Martial seems to have been ill for 2 months, so I presume he's leaving in January. There's literally nobody else, and I think he's a player that could do with somebody with a bit of experience next to him to learn from. But I think for me, I mean, I really like him. I've got no concerns about it, apart from the fact that, yeah, he should be scoring those chances. But for me, it's a bit like, I look at, it's hard to say as a United fan, but I look at the Liverpool fan base and how they take care and, protect Darwin Núñez, who's a lot older. I think he's missed more big chances than anyone this season, and they protect him and he misses big chances. And I think that's the responsibility of us as Man United fans here. He's a young lad who's in a really difficult season. He doesn't always get the best service. Yesterday he did. He's got to score those chances. But I think if he's looking at that, he knows that himself. And I think it's the responsibility of United fans, because rivals will that's the way it is. They're gonna mock him. We've seen it with other players. I accept that. But as Man United fans, I hope that we can just stick with him because he's a young player. I really like a lot of his attributes. He's obviously very raw and he's a work in progress, but I think he will get there. The big thing, like you say, Ali, is that he actually got some good service yesterday, which he hasn't had for most of the season.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.